Lee Yuan-Chao reminds Hong Kong to stick to basic law on political reform. President of Pakistan Association stabbed on Nathan Road, and plans to build Hong Kong's first Chinese medicine hospital. Good evening. Vice President Lee Yuan-Chao reminded Hong Kong today that it had to stick to the basic law when working out the process for directly electing the chief executive. But he also stressed Beijing was sincere about political reform. The situation has become complicated, with the pan-democrats now disagreeing over a political reform plan unveiled earlier this week. Vicky Kung reports. Police are hunting for two attackers who stabbed the president of the Pakistan Association of Hong Kong along Nathan Road this afternoon. The men left 43-year-old Zayman Minhas, who's also a member of the Equal Opportunities Commission, with stab wounds from his neck down to his waist. He's now in serious condition at Queen Elizabeth Hospital. The association's secretary said two individuals visited the organization's headquarters yesterday and allegedly voiced threats against Zaman. The chief executive is expected to unveil plans to build Hong Kong's first Chinese medicine hospital in his policy address next week. As Diane To reports, it's believed it will offer both inpatient and outpatient services and serve as an important base for research. The government has shelved plans for consultancy studies on expanding the city's landfills. The decision came after legislators accused the government of being sneaky to get funding for the studies approved. It's been less than a year since strong public opposition forced the government to withdraw its landfill expansion plans. But today, legislators weren't letting it off the hook, accusing the government of using surreptitious tactics by bundling an application for landfill consultancy studies with other funding proposals. The funding would have come to more than $70 million. At a Legislative Council Finance Committee meeting, the government did an about-face and withdrew the proposal, saying it wanted to avoid controversy.
I think as appreciated by many councillors, they welcome that there could be more dialogue so that any confusions could be minimized. But I think that we are going to we submit our proposal to LegCo very soon, the full package.
Wong explained that these are issues of public interest and it plans to involve both the public and legislators when it attempts to push through with them again at a later stage. Legislators read the government's decision as an admission that it was wrong.
I think the truth of the matter is he probably found out that he hasn't got sufficient votes to support his application, and that's why he withdrew it. That being the case, I think he should not come to LegCo and to pretend that this whole thing has taken him totally by surprise.
Joao da Silva, TVB News. Turning overseas, an Indian envoy at the centre of a diplomatic firestorm between the United States and India is returning home. New Delhi says the female diplomat, who has been indicted on 2 criminal charges in the US, will take up a new post in India's capital. James Aiken reports. New Jersey Governor and 2016 White House hopeful Chris Christie has fired one of his top aides and apologized for his staff's stupid behavior over allegations they engineered traffic jams as a political vendetta. As Sonia Terror reports, it could destroy his reputation and career. The United Nations has announced it will allocate $15 million to deal with critical relief operations in South Sudan. Tens of thousands of people displaced by fighting between the military and rebel groups are facing worsening conditions each day. The announcement comes after the International Red Cross completed a visit to the country this week.
They left everything behind and they came to this new place almost without any personal belongings, knowing that we are operating here in South Sudan in an environment which has been challenging before even the fighting broke out, and this is a very poor context, makes this situation particularly dire.
The US said yesterday South Sudan risks losing hundreds of millions of dollars in American aid if its government and rebel leaders do not end a wave of violence in the country. And back locally, preliminary work on the new Kai Tak Sports Complex will begin this year, but lawmakers have raised concerns about the proposed public-private approach to operate the facility. Rani Santani with more. Finally, the weather. Cloudy in the morning, but sunny later in the day. Temperatures between 15 and 19 degrees. Similar conditions on Sunday with colder weather expected next week. That's all from our newsroom. Thank you for watching. Good night.